Yes, I know. It's just going to be a screen of Connor. I do not have any gameplay. Not as the moment. See, I'll get that later. I'm sorry. Don't judge me. I'm still trying to figure this out. But this is the first podcast ever. It is March 17th, 2021. And it's 9:38 a.m. Okay. I'm going to go over the story arc of Connor and the whole game. So let me take you back to 2012 when the hype of AC Revelations came out. You finally saw the end of the great character Ezio Auditore da Firenze. And he was a great character. It's so great. It was so impactful. People still know him as today. But the thing is, that didn't go well for the next game. Assassin's Creed 3 that was released 2012. They changed the whole mechanics of the game. They changed the whole scenery of the game because it used to be the farthest that they got was the 15th century. And with the 15th century, it's pretty old tacky and style. It's just swords, knives, and maybe one crossbow. See, when you get to the third game, they changed the whole dynamic. It's set in the 18th century, and I'll tell you the first year, it's like 1754. So, right before the American Revolution. So, with that being said, they had to make a new whole character that starts from scratch. And I don't think anyone was going to enjoy that because, you think about it, Ezio was the best character, and they could have ended it on that note. But no, they had to finish it. So with that being said, they went and made a new character called Connor. But there's also Hathan Kenway. Hathan Kenway and Connor Kenway. If you really want to take it a legal way. But who really knows the legal way? I say I like Connor. He's not the best. He's not the best. Don't fucking say that. I'm riding Connor. But as my first game, he was an interesting character. I was like 12 at the time, so I kind of enjoyed it. But as I dove deeper into the story later, I played it multiple times, alright? I played it like probably three times. So, I had one account that finished it, and then another account that I just did it again, and then another, because back on the 360, you could only have 3 accounts, and I did it 3 times. So, I know what the fuck I'm saying. So, with that being said, first we are introduced with Hathan Kenway. We don't know him, blah blah blah, new whole ass character. Throughout the whole story, we think he's an assassin. Okay? Yeah. Then at the end of sequence 4, bada boom, bada bang, boom, 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 boom. He turns out to be a fucking Templar. And not just a Templar, a fucking Grand Master of Templarness. So, that's already a gateway of, you're not even to the character. I get it. People complain. It took so long to get to fucking Connor that, I don't know, he could have just had his own whole ass game. Hathan Kenway could have just had his own game. Honestly, they made this, if they just had Assassin's Creed 3 and had it as Hathan, and then at the end, we knew that he was a Templar, that we figured out that he was a Templar, I'd be okay with that. And then Assassin's Creed 4 would be about Connor. That's a great dynamic story. We'll know the character of Hathan Kenway, and then we'll get introduced to Connor. And then throughout half of that game, we'll see that Connor is Hathan's fucking son, or father, whatever, they're related. And then that would be such a mind boggle to the character, to us, to the audience. But no, they had to squeeze that shit in. So that's already bad. That's bad. I wouldn't want that. And so back to the story. So you play as Hathan, blah blah blah. You gain William Johnson, Thomas Hickey, Charles Lee, and Thomas Riddle, but he's only in the sea battles. Whatever, he's in the sea battles. And John Pitcairn, and all these people, and Benjamin Church. All these characters you had to gather up and make your army. So you know who the fuck they were. So then, this is just Pocahontas 101. So Hathan Kenway, an Englishman, comes to America, the new land. And he sees a fucking Pocahontas looking ass girl. Fucking tracks her down for months. So in this game timeline, the true timeline is months. So the day that he released her, so basically at the end of the sequence, you are tasked to kill one of these English generals. I don't know why. And then later in the game, the Templars are siding with the fucking Redcoats. So basically, Templars were like bipolar right now. So with this being said, Hathan Kenway then finds a Pocahontas looking ass girl, and he tracks her for months. So it was in the fall, and then it says 3 months later, I think. 3 months to 4 months. Dude, this man's on the fucking hunt for this Pocahontas. So imagine, you're in the 17th century, and you free this girl, and you try to track her down. Dude, it's just like the present day of going on a vacation and having a crush on a girl or a guy. I don't know who listens to this. Whoever's listening to this, I hope you enjoy. It's the perspective of you finding a person on vacation, and you track her down. You basically track that person down. And then you come up to her and say, "Hi, I found you on a vacation that I went to. Will you show me your secrets?" I guess in the 18th century, the strangers become more formal, okay? No, that's a funny concept. No, just imagine you trying to track this person down for months, and you find them, and then you say, "Show me your secrets." So, the whole story arc with Hathan Kenway, the whole reason why he's at America is, and solely because there's a precursor site. Precursor site is about the ancient ones that came before, and they have old technology, well, actually, new technology that's way advanced than the whole fucking world. It's so weird. I don't know. It's a good concept, but yeah. So he's trying to look for this wall, or this tunnel, and You and Pocahontas go on a couple dates, flirt a little bit, blah, 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 blah. You kill General Braddock, another redcoat general that they had to kill for some reason. I don't understand the full reason of killing these two men. I don't understand. There's two guys that they have to kill. And so with that being done, Nathan Kenway then gets down and dirty and fucks the Pocahontas girl. I'm not gonna try to... Zio. Her short name's Zio. Try to pronounce her name. I dare ya. I fucking dare you. To say Zawikaway. Look it up. Even Nathan can't say it. So, with that being said, that's over and done. They get a little tricky-deaky, blah, 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 ooh. And then, we are told that Nathan Kenway is a fucking Templar. With that being presented, we are then taken out of the Animus, blah, blah, blah. And then shoved back into it. With that being said, I'm not going to talk about the present day. That's too long and too fucking stupid. I'm going to tell you a spoiler. The present day is not that good as the Assassin. I'll tell you that. But, I'll tell you this. It's the end of Desmond. End of Desmond. Desmond dies. Desmond fucking dies. He kicks the can at the end of this game. If you don't know the story, then it's basically been out for almost 10 years. Next year's it's gonna be... Holy shit, it's gonna be a decade next year. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Back to the story. So... Zio then has a child, and I guess Nathan and Zio went their separate ways during that time period. So it's probably like, he looks like he's 5, so he can walk and he can talk. So like 5 or 6. So 6 years went by. 6 years went by. And he is then... Yes, because he'd be 19, actually my age, when he finds Achilles. Okay, yes. So, when he, any math, I'm not really focusing on the math. I'm telling you, he was pretty young when his mother died. Don't forget that part. That part is something that you need to fucking realize. Remember, you were 6 fucking years old. You were 6 fucking years old. You had your mother for 6 years. That's basically half the time of everyone that had seen their mother. Unless you're like having troubles with your mother and your mother had to get jail. I don't know. But we're not going to talk about real reality about that. This is actually true. Sometimes your parents die back then. So, Connor's 6 years old. You play hide and go seek. And then you are then somehow found by Charles Lee. So he's one of the Templar friends of Nathan Kenway. So Charles Lee takes you out of the fucking bush. You hide in a bush, which mainly no one can see you unless the story plot makes you not invisible. So Charles Lee grabs your ass, takes you out of the fucking bush while you're playing hide and go seek, and he says, "You're a little savage, a little speck of dust. You and your kind don't deserve to live." That's a little fucked up to hear at 6 years old, telling a little kid, "Yo, you're a fucking peasant, speck of dust, little shithead. You eat where you shit." Like, that's really fucked up. That's basically what he said in the small scheme of things. But blah blah blah, he knocks you out. I don't know why. He could have just shot him. But I guess killing the kids is way too much for Charles Lee. But after that, Charles Lee then burns down the tribe. He burns it all down. I don't know for what fucking purpose. See, they burn it down and then leave. And then the whole tribe rebuilds it. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck is that possible? What's the point of Charles Lee burning shit down for no reason? Later in the game, Hathan Kenway, the leader of the Grand Templars, he states that they were not there. That was not their purpose. Their purpose was to find precursor sites and find where the ancient ones were. But Hathan says, that was not my order. I gave no such say to that. But Charles Lee probably did this on his own. And Hathan probably did not fucking know. And then I also go to contradicting. Hear me out. So, you get your shit burned, and you watch your mother die. So, that's one traumatic fucking past. Like, who wants to fucking see that? So, 6 years or 9 years ago later, you're like 18, 19, what I know about. Because he's pretty old. 18, 19? Yes. 19, 18. Yes. So, you were then tasked to hunt. This old lady tells you to hunt. Blah, blah, blah. You get to hunt with your best friend. Your best friend, I don't know his name. He kind of has a best friend. If you look up the game, it's Native American. I don't want to butcher and be racist and fucking an asshole. So, he hunts with his best friend. His best friend is the comedic relief, or the incompetent friend that you can't do shit because he gets in a fight with a bear, and then you have to kill the bear and you skin it alive. Blah, blah, blah. You go back to the tribe. Then you are somehow beginning to get initiated. You get initiated to the place. So when you get initiated, it's basically, I think what they're trying to do is that Native Americans used to get high as shit. They used to get high as fucking shit. And they think it's the spirits talking to them. And they think, oh, all the illusions are the spirits. But I think scientifically, I think they were smoking a little too much weed, or whatever they were finding on the earth. They probably found it on the earth. So this is earth-made weed, a pure source. So, but it's actually, they're representing it with the apple of Eden. Apple of Eden is the famous apple of Eden that Eve ate, blah, blah, blah. And it's a big weapon tool that people could use to mind control motherfuckers. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? Okay. A little historical brief. That being said, he then goes into this astral plane, and then Juno talks to him. Juno then tells him the future and what happens. I'll tell you the details. So, she's telling you that you have to find this symbol, the Assassin's Creed symbol, and then once you do, you need to find a man named Achilles. Well, you find a man called Achilles. Blah, blah, blah. With that being done, she tells you the horrors of what happens if the Templars succeed and fucking kill you. And blah, blah, blah. She then goes on and says now remember this fact. She's telling you how bad it is. How bad your life will get if the Templars succeed in taking over the land. She says that they're gonna burn your shit again and fucking take your kids and take your children. Okay? That's basically what she's saying to you. But you are there to stop that, right? You're supposed to be the hero and stop it. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So you go. Your old tribe master. I'm gonna call her old tribe master. She kicks you out of the tribe. She says, "Get the fuck out of here and go find this person. I don't give a fuck how long it takes you." So you are then shot out in the open, which you have not left your tribe in 19 years. So basically, it's the equivalent of your parents shoving your ass outside and saying, "Well, find a fucking life." Life back then was fucking cool as shit. So with that being on that, that's a little fucked up, but that was normal. That was normal. It's gonna be normal for a couple 100 years. So, bada boom, bada bang, you go to this hill. You find him. You find this house. It's called the Homestead. You're gonna love this place. It's a great place. Great scenery. So when you get to the homestead, you then try to knock on the door. Achilles opens the door and says, "Fuck off! Get off my fucking property, you bitch ass!" And then you're trying to get in, you try twice, and then you sleep in his barn. And then these old thugs are trying to kill him. Probably Templars, spies, trying to find... Because, it would make more sense if you know Rogue, but, okay. The Templars just know where Achilles would be, okay? That's it. Bada boom, bada bang. I'm not gonna try to get into a Rogue. If you didn't play Rogue, then play it. If you did play Rogue, you know what I mean. You know exactly what the fuck I mean. So, when he gets to the house, Achilles says, "Okay, I'll fucking let you in." He lets him in, and then you talk about... This is the ultimate fucking tease! But I think they wanted to do it. I think they really wanted to do this. So this little detail where Connor and Achilles sit down and fucking talk about the assassins and the Templars. That's the fucking detail that I wanted to hear, but it gets cut out. See, they give you a little tease. They blue ball the shit out of you. They say, "Ha." So Connor sits down, chair breaks, blah blah blah. Ha ha ha. Funny comedic relief. Okay. But the real story is that Connor then says, "I'm looking for a man that has this symbol, the assassin symbol." He says, "Ha ha ha, do you even know what that fucking means? Do you even know what that stands for?" And then Connor says, "No, I'm a fucking idiot, shut the fuck up." Then Achilles says, then Connor says, "Oh, these spirits have been telling me to go find this symbol." And then Achilles comedically says, "Ha ha ha, these spirits have been harassing the assassins for centuries." And he brings up Ezio. So basically, that was a little boner Ezio reference, if you want to think about that. Because people are still high on Ezio. And so with that being said, he then talks about the whole history. And it ends with, "And that is why the assassin and Templars have been fighting for centuries." What the fuck? Maybe give us a little details of what he would have said. But I think that's why they made Rogue, to tell the tale of what happened. But whatever. This is 2012. So we basically waited 2 years for that to come out. And that's not even all what Achilles knows. We don't even know what exactly he said. He might have just he might have told Connor about he might have told Connor about Rogue, but we don't know what he knows. But that's it. It's never been referenced. That's what I'm mad about. So at the end of this talk, blah 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 blah, you go to Boston, and you need to fix up the fucking house. Well, first you train, blah blah blah. You train and yeah. whatever. You fucking train. 6 months. 6 months passed. 6 months in real life is a fucking long time. So, you go out into the real world. You're a fucking idiot. You go, you explore, you kill people, you tail people. Then you run into the Boston Massacre, where you meet your father. Blah, blah, blah. And then he, you know what he does? What a fucking dick move is? So you have to tail this guy, and you go on the roof, and you point, and you kill the guy. But then Charles Lee shoots the gun. So in the Boston Massacre, a little history of it, no one really knows who shot the gun. So the British were holding the people at gunpoint. And I guess someone shot something or whatever. And then they started shooting the people. And that's basically the Boston Massacre. And that's a little weird. Because if everyone knew who shot, then no one would have shot. But no, that's just history. I can't tamper with history. History happened and history's done. So that happens. Then Nathan Kenway is basically a dick to you for the whole fucking rest of the game and points at you and says, that's the man that shot the gun. Even though you didn't even have one fucking gun on your holster. Even own one. And so you meet John Adams. Samuel Adams, sorry. Not John Adams. Samuel Adams. There's too many Adams back then. Samuel Adams tells you how to play the game. He basically tells you how to fucking play the game. If you're coming, I guess for the new people, I guess it was good for me. That was my first game, so I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So that was a good little tutorial. But for the people that already played games before like that, if they played Brotherhood, if they played Revelations and 2, they would already know what the fuck they're doing. So that's done, and yeah. I want to get to the part where you are supposed to kill your father. Connor acknowledged that he has to kill his father in order for the Templars to fully die and decease from them being people. So when that happens, he is all for it. He is all for it. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill my fucking father. I'm gonna slit his throat. And then throughout the game, you become a little pussy. And I think that is why people don't like him. He contradicts himself a lot. He does contradict himself a lot. He does a lot in the game. He would say one thing and then he would do the other thing. Also, here's another nitpicky thing. I do not like how they made... I don't like how they shoved historical shit down your throat. They kind of forced it. They really